Mr. Miyagi-Style. I'm exhausted, guys. Happy Saturday and happy Father's Day to the dads out there. Be good. No, have fun, guys. Spend some time with your family, spend some time with your dogs, enjoy. I was out on a lobster hunt today. I found the lobster for tomorrow or for tonight's dinner. We're gonna do Father's Day dinner tonight, so it'll be fun. Everyone, I'm going to do two-part series here. I'm hoping it's not going to be too long. I always say that. I always end up to be long. So I'm going to rant for a little bit at the beginning. I haven't ranted for a while, and it's just recent. The last couple of days, I've been kind of watching YouTube and watching, you know, people's behavior. And it's one of my fetishes. I like to watch people and observe. And then I'm going to get into what I promised before. I was waiting for a piece of accessory to come in for the Go 3. So I'm going to do a few accessories for the Go 3, and I'll make that as quick. Most of these accessories that Insta360 doesn't carry, they don't sell. That's why I like to kind of dabble into things that the company doesn't offer, and in that way you have a range of accessories that you can choose from for specific things that you need to do, and I'll tell you what I mean by that later on. The one thing I want to talk to you guys about, I don't know if you guys have obviously heard the news with the Insta360 3S launching a couple days ago. I've been kind of looking forward to the 3S because I have the Go 3 and I really like this thing. It's, you know, it's not like I said before, and I did the review, you know, and it's not a flagship camera. It wasn't designed to be the flagship camera the Insta360 has. Their flagship camera is the Ace Pro. Very different class of cameras. And I'm seeing a lot of people putting the Go 3 and the Go 3S against some of the higher end cameras, and I think it's a little unfair to have those kind of comparisons. It's kind of taking a mountain bike and comparing it to a car. You know what I mean? Like they both have wheels to get you from A to B, but they're two very different things, guys. And one can do something that the other can't do, and that's the point of this camera. This camera can reach places that most, any action camera can't, and it's light, it's mountable. Most action cameras can't do that, so we have to kind of class it as that and not kind of overshoot, and that's what a lot of content creators are doing right now. They're overshooting something that's very basic, very simple, and for a niche market, and a very big market actually, to be honest with you. And we're seeing that right now. A lot of people, and for me, you know, I love it. I carry it with me all the time. I use it for cooking. I do cooking channels and I do recipes, and it's so convenient. I go and play my dog, I just snap it onto my chest, and I can just press a button. I can take a video and capture some memories. And that's the point of this camera. Now, if I'm going out and I'm scuba diving or I'm windsurfing or I'm hunting, I will likely bring a flagship camera, either my DJI Action 4 or my Ace Pro, to do those things. And the reason why is because they can do more and they have better resolution, better frame rates. It's that simple, guys. And there's more configurations. I can manually change settings, whereas really you can't do it with the Go 3. And that's not what it's designed to do. It's designed for convenient, light, easy to reach places, that kind of thing for kids. It's a vlogging, vacationing, fun camera. It's just an all-around fun camera to use. And we have to remember that, guys. I'm seeing all these content, a lot of content creators that are just taking this and comparing it with the DJI A4, even comparing it to the Ace Pro. It's not a fair comparison, right? Comparing to the GoPro 12. Some people are even comparing it to the Pocket 3. I'm like, what? You know, the Pocket 3 here is almost twice the price, right? And it's designed for one thing. Can you take the Pocket 3 and throw it in the water? No, you can't. You can take the Go 3 camera and throw it in the water. You know, it's just, it's kind of an illogical comparison. And you can do whatever you want. You can compare the two and compare. And you know, it's a fun factor. I agree to just having fun comparing the two. And I do it sometimes too. But, you know, and that's great. And I think some of the content creators are doing that for fun. But then I read the comments. And the viewers are serious. They're like, oh, well, I stick with my Pocket 3. I'm like, what? I'll stick with my GoPro 12 is better. Or what? Like, oh, God, my brain's going to explode. I just, really? Are you gonna say your GoPro 12 is better, or your Action 4 is better, or your Pocket 3 is better to this camera? Like, you don't get it, do you? You don't get what this camera was designed to do, right? You know, now you can say that with the Ace Pro. You can say that with the DJI Action 4. Absolutely, that's a fair comparison. But you can't. Come on, guys. It's just silly. Now that said, I'm gonna do this really quickly. I don't wanna dig a little bit deeper. I'm gonna have something scrolling on the left-hand side in a second. I'll explain why it's scrolling. Okay. So this has been a chronic thing that I'm hearing and I'm reading on these posts when this 3S launched. 3S. Okay. The first thing I'm seeing a lot of this is all these crybabies that, oh, I just bought my Go 3 a week ago or 2 weeks ago or a month ago or 2 months ago. And they come up with this. That's not fair. Are they going to give me a refund? You know, that is the silliest thing I've ever heard. I've been in this camera industry for 30 years. 30 years. I'm that old, right? And I hear this constantly. And people, we're in 2024. Like, use that thing in between your ears. If you're buying technology, this has been going on for the last 10 years. If you're buying technology anywhere from 6 months to 12 months after launch date, you're already buying an outdated device. It's that simple. It's the same thing as cars. Did you know that when you buy a new car and you drive it off the lot, it's already depreciated? Why is this any different? Look at cell phones. Like, cell phones are coming out with different versions of one brand every 4 to 6 months. Do we complain about that? No, we just put up with it and just pay for the and buy it, right? But the funny thing is that Insta360 is not the only company that's doing this. And let's be honest here. Let's be really honest. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to show you something that's going to I'm going to show you some facts. Not like some of these content creators, they're just pushing out narrative. They have no proof. They're just giving you flashy videos, excerpts of other videos and stuff. Here's the proof right here. Don't even listen to me. Go do some research, guys. Do some critical thinking, and I urge you to do that. I think I think a lot of viewers are turning into drones. We're just like that fly following that light of some of these content creators, and they're just soaking it up, right? They're taking something that's trivial, and they're going to take that and they're going to jump on that bandwagon, and they're going to make that into a controversy. Because you know what? Controversy, negativity, buys likes, gets subscribers. It's that simple. I could care less. You know what? It's sad, because why can't we be happy about something that's launched? Something innovative, something that's new, you know, something that adds value to the existing product. Because if another brand did it, it would be, wow, look at this, awesome. But it seems that this company is being targeted, right? And this whole sponsorship thing, do some critical thinking and just think for a minute. Look at what we've heard so far, okay? And I'm just gonna put this out there, and you guys tell me what you think. Okay, am I wrong? Am I protecting the company? I am somewhat, yes, because it's a young company that's trying hard to compete with some pretty big boys. And all this sponsorship thing that we've heard, and I'm seeing this in comments. People, oh, is it sponsored? You should tell people that you're sponsored, you're getting free stuff. You know, guys, get bent on your own time. Get a life. You know, you keyboard warriors kill me. Jump on my channel and start chirping at me about that stuff, and we'll have a little conversation. But I want you guys to think about this when you're watching this. I want you to look at what's been happening with sponsorship. Every company does this. Every company gives out free products to test. They give out free products as gifts to test. This has been going on for 30 years. When I started training at a technological company, we did symposiums, and when we got all sorts of free stuff. That's just gifts that are given to us. Are we biased? Do we choose to be biased? That's entirely up to you. You can be if you want. I think it ends up coming and biting you in the ass in the end, because if you're a seasoned content creator and you get your hands caught once, they're never going to believe you ever again. And do we want to risk that? I don't. I don't really care. I'm here to help you guys. I'm here to help you guys make a right purchase and help you guys. If I don't like it, I'll tell you. If I like it, I'll tell you. And if you can use that, perfect. I've done my job, right? I started this channel. I never really wanted to do this. YouTube was. I'm old. This is a young man's game. there was some, I think there was some bullying being done to a certain company, and I wanted to defend that company, and I wasn't paid. I had no correspondence with that company. I liked their products, and I did some research of their company history, and I also watched a lot of videos of people who use their products in the past. So I didn't just go and listen to some content creator creating a controversy out of nothing. Okay, and the controversy I'm talking about is the release of this product, of this 3S. And all these people are chirping about, oh, I just bought my product. You know what? It is the exact date when the Go 3 was released, to the year that the 3S was released, right? I'm not sure what the controversy is, and I'm not sure what this person is trying to achieve by his video. There's some inaccurate information that he's given out. I think he had said that, you know, 10 months before they released the 3S. It's not 10 months. It's been exactly a year. Look at the list here. I've got a dates, years of all the cameras being released by 3 of the big brands. You know who they are. And you'll see that having a camera come out every year, a new camera come out with changes, is not uncommon. And let's be honest that the 3 and 3S, there is a significant upgrade. There's a lot of changes, a lot of additions to the camera. It's basically a completely different camera that they're launching. We talk about, oh, there's not a lot of people saying, oh, there's not worth the change for the upgrade. I'm like, well, wait, because if you want to go that route, look at GoPro version 10 as opposed to version 12. So that's 3 versions. 3 years, and don't listen to me. Listen to the GoPro users. They're even saying there's videos of saying that is it worth upgrading, and there are a lot of people saying no. The 10 is still a great camera, and there's really not a lot of changes. You know, there's lots of videos out there that say that, guys. You know, GoPro has, and everybody will tell this, they have not been innovative with their products for the last 3-4 generations. And I'm not the only one saying this. There's actually users that are saying the same thing, and a lot of people have dropped them because of this issue. Here are we chirping about a company who launched 1 year after with quite substantial changes to the actual camera itself. Why are they being pulled out of that bunch? And we're basically, you know, shining a light on these guys and coming up with theories and marketing ploys, or you know, they took stuff out of the camera and then they get a little bit and charge you more. Are you saying that when GoPro pulled out the GPS from the 11 to the 12, people were so mad and they wanted it back? They never gave the GPS back. But let me guess, the 13 is going to have it back, right? Come on, guys. It's such a silly thing. Anyways, you got the list. Check the list. And I would love to hear your thoughts on this, because that's what I think. And I think it's a little unfair. I honestly think that Insta360 is being bullied. There's a content creator that's just, oh, well, the 3S. It's just a freaking letter. I think the reason why Insta360, and you can call it marketing or you can call it a scam, whatever. I think what happened was when the Go 3 was released, it was 2.7K, and at 2023, 2.7K is kind of looked down on, right? Because we're on the 4K era, and we have been for the past few years. And a lot of people complain because it was a 2.7K camera. And it's kind of sad, because for the format of the camera, the size of the camera, having a 2.7K in that little format is actually pretty impressive. And the quality, as you've seen from my past comparisons of 3 mini cameras, it's actually quite good for a 2.7K. It's not the best. I didn't say it was the best, right? But now what they've done is they've answered all the user requests that they want at 4K. So they put out a camera that's 4K. And now everybody's going, oh, it's a controversy. It's a marketing scheme. They had it, they took it back, and then they released it and made more money. Come on, guys. That's just ridiculous. So you're telling me a company like, you know, who comes out with silver, black, white for a number of years. They stopped doing it just recently, but they used to be infamous for launching 4 products every year. Okay? And these 4 products have very subtle differences. Why? What's the difference between launching 4 products in 1 year than launching 2 products in 1 year? Because the first product was 2023, they waited a year and then launched the next product. I'd rather have that option. And we're going to talk about options a little bit. So Insta360 was actually quite smart. I don't know if this is a market. I don't know. I don't work for Insta360. I don't know what their marketing is like. But think about this for a second. For the Go 3 users that have now, the Go is a good camera. You know, for what it is, it's actually a very good little camera. It's a fun camera, right? And we've seen that from users, whether they're sponsored, given free products, or they bought it themselves. They all have a very consistent, good review of this product, right? But the thing is, we're picking out all the good reviews that are sponsored, and we're taking that, we're turning that into a controversy. What about the ones that aren't sponsored, the ones that aren't paid, the ones that aren't given free products, the one that bought it with their own hard-earned money and gave it a good review? Do we just kind of push those ones underneath the carpet, and we just pick on the ones that are sponsored? We take that sponsorship and we use it as a tool to weaponize that against the company. Don't believe me? Go and read. Go and look at these videos. Look at the ones that are sponsored. Look at the ones that aren't. They're very consistently the same. There's not really anybody that says, oh, this thing's a piece of garbage. Really? Yeah, there's flaws. There's negatives. There always is. There's no perfect camera, right? And if you look at some of even the paid sponsored ones, they pick out the negatives. They don't. It's not cloud 9 for their entire review or use of that particular camera. Like, go and look, guys. Use your head. Just look at those videos. They may be a little bit more biased because, you know what? Yeah, they're sponsored. If they're sponsored, I don't think it's a review, to be honest with you, because when you're sponsorship, you're being paid. You're basically an employee of that company, whether it's Insta360 or DJI or GoPro, whoever, it doesn't really matter, right? Yeah, you're under that, and I don't, you know, not that I don't believe them, but, you know, I'm smart enough to do some critical thinking and take the good out of the bad and learn from that. But then there's 100 other videos that aren't sponsored. And the funny thing is, if you take the sponsored ones and you take the non-sponsored, the individual ones, and you put them together, they're very similar, right? Their reviews are very similar. They have very similar conclusions of that product, whether it's good or bad. So why is this worse than this? I don't understand. Please make me understand, because I don't get it, okay? And this whole controversy about this release launch date, it's ridiculous. You know, I think Insta360 did a good thing, because we all know that the brains is in the camera. That's the main unit. So they came out, or they offered a 4K version. And the nice thing about that is you don't have to buy the entire camera. They give you the option that if you just want to buy this camera, you can, and just use the existing pod from your 3. So you're not losing everything. You're not paying the full price like you would have for other companies. If I want to go to a DJI 3 to a DJI 4, do you think they'll give me an upgrade price? Or if I want to go from a GoPro 11 to a GoPro 12, do you think they'll give me an upgrade price? Not likely, right? But they offered you a better price. Now, a lot of people say, oh, there's not a lot of difference. Yes, there is. Because in Canada, at least, the difference between the camera and the full version, the full 3S with the pod, is almost $225 difference. That's a significant savings. Canadian dollars. I'm not sure what the US is. Probably, I think it's about 125, 150 bucks with the exchange and everything, right? That's still a significant amount. That gives you the option. And just think that if I buy that 3S camera, now I have 2 cameras, right? I can have 2 cameras going simultaneously. So for the extra money that I pay, I can have one 2.7K and one 4K. But it's not just the 4K they upgraded. They also upgraded a lot of other things in the 3S. So is this an interim upgrade? I don't know. Maybe. But I think next year, June, exactly 1 year, we're going to see a Go 4. And I think they're going to do a complete revamp. Not just the camera, but I think they're going to revamp the actual body as well. People are, oh, this is not that big of an upgrade, and it's only been a year, and you know, you shouldn't have to pay that for 4K and all. What? Like, it doesn't make sense. You look at the history of other company updates, like the other big guys, the two big guys. We have a camera that's 3, 4 generations that hasn't really changed much, and still has chronic overheating issues. And then we're chirping about this camera for making a big leap, but we can't deal with that. That's some sort of controversy, or some sort of scam, or it's a money grab. Does that even make sense to you guys? Is that logical? But like, don't listen to me. Go and research. Look at the differences of all the models of GoPro from 10 to 12 and DJI from 3 to 4. Now DJI hasn't really had a lot of cameras out for their line. They've had the Osmo, which I have. They had the Action 2, 3, and then 4. 3 had an issue with lens, and then they had a recall. But I love the DJI camera, except for the 2. I have the Action 4, and I love the Action 4, right? But they were, at least from model to model, more innovative in terms of updates, right? As opposed to who. But here we are chirping about this company who made a major leap. I think it's a major leap. You guys might think it's not, but I think it's a huge leap. From one camera to, they may have changed a couple other things that some are not happy with, but nobody's ever happy. Let's be honest. We can have a firmware update that fixes 10 problems or fulfills 10 user requests. There's always going to be those people that, I didn't get this. We still don't have this. It's like people are never going to be happy. And that's sad. We should be happy with what the things that are innovative and the new things that are fixed, that kind of thing. And maybe in the next firmware, they'll come to our list. I worked for R&D for BlackBerry. Way back in Waterloo, millions of years ago, and the stuff that they get in, requests that they get in, and we're talking tens of thousands of requests they get from users of changes of this and that, dislikes and likes, and they have to prioritize their list for what they can change and what they're able to do in the limits that they can do it at. And there's also the cost factor too. They got to pay R&D to do these things, right? And I think Insta360 has done a great job fulfilling requests from users with their firmware updates. They've had what, six firmware updates, 5 for the Ace Pro, and the Ace Pro has only been out for what, 7 months. It's not that old, right? So they've had consistently a major firmware every month. Can we say that the same for the other companies? Nope, not even close to what Insta360, and they're doing it for multiple cameras. Okay, we have other companies who only have one camera to deal with, one line of camera, maybe 2 lines of camera to deal with, and they can't even have firmware updates in time, or pump out consistent firmware updates to fix problems that people have been hounding about for months and months and months, right? And yet we have a company that's pumping out 3 firmware updates for 3 different cameras, pretty much on a consistent monthly basis. And here we are complaining. It's not good enough. It's never good enough, right? Right. Why are we being so negative about launch dates or products? Because I'll tell you what, when GoPro 13 gets launched, I'm going to jump on there and I'm going to be negative. I'm going to create a controversy. How's that? Because I want your likes. I want your subscribes. Huh? I want you to spend time looking at my video and make some money. I don't care. Whatever. I have less than 600 subscribers. I'm not making a cent for what I do. I do this in my free time. I get some free products, but I also buy a lot of stuff too. And I'm going to get to that in a second. All this stuff, accessories, I buy most of it. I get sent some and I do a review. I get sent the odd camera and I'll do a review. I've bought a lot of cameras and I've done good reviews on those. We are content creators. We have a lot of influence on our viewers, especially when we have thousands of subscribers. We have guys that are 1 million subscribers or 15,000. I have 600. That's nothing in this industry. You know what I mean? I like to put my word out. I joined YouTube because I wanted to help people. I wanted to take my sales experience and what I know from customers, the train of thought of customers, and I want to change that. There's so much negativity with customers because of what their friends said or what they saw on YouTube or what they saw here or what their brother said. You know, they always make bad purchase decisions. And I want, in my channel, I want to change that. I want to give you everything that I have, as honest as I can. You can call me a liar. I don't give a shit, right? You can do whatever you want. I have a guy, I have somebody that, look at all my, I think I know who it is. And I think he changed his name for obvious reasons. If you go back and look at all my videos, anything with Insta360, there's a thumbs down. It's always one person that does that. There's always a thumbs down. I know who it is. Really? I find that hilarious. But go take a look. But guys, let's do some critical thinking. Let's research. You know, the sponsorship thing is ridiculous, because if you look at the whole sponsorship issue with Insta360, there's only been 2 cases. And one of them is not, you need to look at both sides of the story. So one is a person's acquaintance from an email and about sponsorship. The second one was an individual who had an issue with Insta360 and posted an excerpt of the conversation he had about sponsorship. That's it. Out of hundreds of sponsors. Hundreds. Okay? And the funny thing is that, see, 1 or 2 incidences I take with a grain of salt. If it's a chronic issue, if all of a sudden 50 sponsors came up and said something, then yes, we have an issue and it needs to be rectified. It needs to be looked at. I don't think they're really hard cases. And we need to kind of think a little bit and maybe go take a couple steps back and do some research and read and see what's going on right now with the big picture. Okay. I'll let you guys do the critical thinking. Do some research. Google's your best friend, guys. Okay. I'm not ethics police like some of these content creators like to think they are. I'm not going to go around and create my videos about ethics or company methods or company practice. Okay. I'm not that guy. Why? Who cares? Are you telling me that this is the only company that does something like this? That maybe allegedly did something like this? You know what? It's funny that these people that are taking advantage of the situation to get likes and hits and subscribes, that they're also, their favorite company or the company they use a lot of or the device they use a lot of have been through unethical practices in the past. Don't listen to me. Use Google. Do a research. Search on Google of past history in terms of patent infringements, okay, scams, subscription scams, okay, warranty scams, okay. Do some research on those companies. You'd be interested to find out what's out there, okay. But that's okay though, because we're so used to those things that we don't. It's just brushed underneath the carpet. The new player now. Let's bully this guy a little bit. This company is the big news right now. And everybody's watching this company underneath a microscope. And every video that comes up, people are going to jump on and try to take advantage of this company. Right? My thing here, and what really bothers me, is that there's so much negativity in this world. You know, we can't be happy with something good that comes out of technology anymore. You know, we always have to complain about something. You know, we can't see the big picture and see what this device does for us. And that's really, at the end of the day, that's what's important. It's what's for us, not what's for everybody else. And we seem to have a lot of opinion. Some of these viewers, they have a lot. Oh, well, you shouldn't get that because it's not 10-bit. You know what? Not everybody uses 10-bit. Right? Like, we have that mentality now. It's like, I use it and you should use what I use and you shouldn't get it because I don't use that. And you know what the funny thing is? I've been hearing that since day one. Just not as much, because now we have the internet. It's so much easier to just fly it around than it was back in the days when we actually had to talk, right? And there's so much this negativity against any product, any product. It doesn't have to be Insta360. It can be any product. People we bitch so much. We rather bitch than say good things about something. And when we say good things about something, they bitch at us for saying good things about. We can't be happy. You know what I mean? You know, I'm in the Insta360 GO group and the Ace Pro group and the X4 group, and I monitor people and what the responses. And what really shakes me is that every time a firmware comes out and there's a ton of changes, like really good changes, there's always that one person or two people. Oh, wow, they didn't do this. Oh, there's still this. I'm not going to update my firmware. Every firmware update, there's somebody like that. Really? Can you not be happy with the 10 things that they did? And those 10 things are probably requests made by users, right? Just because they didn't get to your requests, it doesn't mean that you don't update the firmware. Come on, guys. It's so inane thinking. It's so childish. It's ridiculous. Anyways, longest rant ever. I haven't ranted like this in a long time. I just needed to get out there. I need to blow some steam. It's Father's Day weekend. So I'm going to get to the review. But look at the list, guys. Think about what I said. I'd love to get your input on this. And it's just an ongoing thing with product launches, because I'm seeing this as a seriously negative trend, and it's been going on for a while, even before Insta360 came into picture. They're just the players right now that are being bullied. It's that simple. They're the big players because they're coming out with all these devices. Nobody else is. And that's why they're in the news. And that's why these people are jumping on a bandwagon and getting likes, hits, subscribes. Okay? That said, think about it. Use some critical thinking, guys. Okay, to the review. I have the GO 3S. It was sent to me by Insta360. I asked for, like I said in my review before, I'm going to regurgitate this once for the benefit of those people who are going to jump on, oh, you're a sponsor, you get paid, blah, blah, blah. Get bent on your own time. Don't, just click next. Don't even look at my video, guys. You're just being an idiot. Yeah, I was sent the product, and I did say negative things about it, and I said positive things about it. I really like the camera, guys. I've had this thing for probably almost a week now, and I'm still playing with it. And the sheer convenience of this thing and the fun of this camera is just, you know, it's not 4K. Well, it is now. I'm hoping to get the 3S soon, so I'll do a review on that as well. It's a fun camera. It's so versatile. Versatile. The only thing I don't like about it is the short. I find that I'm actually recording long periods of time with the camera. So you only get, I think maximum I've had on the camera is about 45 minutes, close to that, and the battery is depleted, and that's fine. The battery, it's a small camera. I don't expect much out of the battery life on it. 45 minutes is pretty good. That's the same with the DJI Action 2. It's about 45 minutes too. But it doesn't overheat like the. I'm not going to open that can of worms again. My thoughts on the camera so far after 1 week, I really like it. I'm looking forward to the 3S with the 4K. I'm leaving for my trip in about 2.5 weeks to Jamaica, and you should see I ended up buying. I'll do a review. I ended up buying a Terry-on backpack because I have a travel backpack that I use for all my camera equipment's in there. Like that backpack costs more than all of our luggage put together, even my dive equipment. So, you know, I literally carry 6 cameras with me, a drone, and all the accessories. It's insane in my tablet, right? Like there's probably about $8,000 worth of shit in that backpack. But I want to get some really good footage at the resort. This is the first trip that I'm going to have everything with me. So I'll have the X4, the Ace Pro, I'll have my DJI Action 4, which are 2 cameras I bring with me all the time. Those are my shooters, the main shooters. I'm going to have the GO 3, and I'm going to get some cool shots with the GO 3. Or the GO 3S if I get it in time. And then I have my point and shoot cameras. I have a long zoom camera that I do. I usually, at the end of the trip, I'll go around the resort and I'll do a photo shoot. I have about, average about 2,000 to 3,000 photos and videos together. Like that's how much I take. It's crazy. And that's between 6 cameras too, right? So I have a waterproof beach camera. I don't typically carry I might with the GO, just because I have that little camera. I can stick it everywhere and get like really cool footage. So I think I might do that with the GO. And because of that, I got the dive case for the Go. Now this is this Insta360 does carry this. This is a third party. It's an aftermarket. It's a little bit cheaper. You know, the Insta360 stuff is good. Like their product is a little bit more solid. The plastic's a little bit thicker. Even on the Ace Pro, there is a difference between the two cases. But I like to push out to people to save money on accessories, and especially third-party aftermarket. And that's the point that I'm here. I'm here to try and help you make a good decision and help you save a little bit of money with buying accessories, because I have accessories up to my, you used to see, oh, I don't, anyways. I have accessories up to my wazoo with that many cameras, and I have accessories for each camera. I've got them piled up. I got to organize my office. There's crap everywhere. This one, Insta360 does carry. I bought this on AliExpress, and it's actually a really nice case. It's a pretty solid, it looks identical to the one that Insta360 carries. Like even the locking, it has a lock on the top for the tab, so you can't accidentally open the tab. The seal is really tight on this, which is impressive. And you can use it with or without the camera, the detachable camera. Now, I'm told that the 3S and the 3 accessories are the same, with the exception of one thing. The 3S lens guard and lens is bigger. So it should fit the dive case, but I think, because if you look at their website, the dive case is for the 3 and the 3S. So I'm guessing that it will fit. And I think you might have to remove the lens guard to put it in a dive case for it to fit, because I think it just sticks up a little bit and it's a little bit wider. I won't know until I get the 3S, and I'll try it on. I'll let you guys know. But this case, it's actually, I got to do a waterproof test on this, but this is actually a really nice case. Like, I like aftermarket dive. You guys have seen, I've got a million of them, dive case. I've never really had any issues with it. I did have an issue with the DJI Action 2 dive case that was at the aftermarket, but that was my fault because I didn't seal it properly. And there was a hair sticking out of the seal and it leaked through. But DFU. So I like this. It fits really well. Like, it goes right in. And like I said, you can do it with or without the camera. And I like the locking. So there's no way you can accidentally open this without pushing that notch over. It just slides in. It's a good fit. And it comes with a pile of gum. Chiclets. It comes with a bunch of no, they're not chiclets. They are the I call them condensation pads. Am I still recording here? Let me just check something. Hold on. Well, the fan for that thing really works. That's awesome. This has been running for 45 minutes and it's still going. I can record until the memory cards. I just stopped re-record just in case. But anyways, it fits really good. You can buy this on AliExpress. I got it for 14 bucks Canadian. That's cheap. Like, so if I'm on the beach, because unfortunately the Go 3, the docking station is not waterproof. It's water resistant, splash resistant. But you have to worry about sand, that kind of stuff too. So you know what? I might as well just slap it into a case and just be done with it. I don't have to worry about getting it wet or you know, it goes in a dry bag. So it works really well. Which is cool. So 14 bucks Canadian for this. I think if you buy the OEM one, I think it's like 50 bucks, 60 bucks. Significant difference. I'll do a water test. Like I said, I've never had really any issues with these. So I have full confidence in these aftermarket cases. This is something that, so the rest of this, the Insta360 does not carry for the Go 3 or the Go 3S. And it comes with this too. It always comes with these bracket things, the snap-in brackets for the dive case. Now, this is really cool. Look at that. It's a dive housing for the camera. Isn't that wild? And Insta360 doesn't sell this, and I found this. It was $8 for this thing, and it's cool. It seals tight. It's got the O-ring, so it's for the it's for the camera. Look at it, it's so cute. It's like, look, let's put it in here. And now you have a dive case. I can go down to 60 meters. So I think, oops, sorry. So the camera itself, I think the 3 is only 16 feet waterproof. The new one, the new 3S is actually 33 feet which is cool. It's great for snorkeling and stuff. You don't need a thing for it. I just do just because of salt water. So now I can actually take it diving, just the camera itself. I don't need to take the whole camera. So it's kind of, you can just carabiner this on your thing and you just whoop, and you just do a quick recording and put it back. I think I might take it down with me because 4K will be kind of cool to see how it performs underwater. Because I know the low light's not the greatest, but on the 3S, the low light's actually better than the 3 is. And somebody did a video which is kind of cool, and like I said about cross-platform, be careful what you do, because he did a review of the 3S with the DJI Action 4, and he actually said the low light was better on the 3S than the DJI Action 4, which is kind of sad because the DJI Action 4 is a flagship camera, and it has one of the biggest sensors as an action camera. It's the same sensor size as the Ace Pro, but the Ace Pro has a pure video, which blows the action away, right? So the 3S performed better in low light than the DJI. Oops. But that's me. I'm gonna create a carabiner. I just hook onto my dive vest. I just take this, what, and then put it back, and that's well $7.50 Canadian for this, and I can take this down deeper than 33 feet now. So there you go. There's that. So cheap. These are really cool. Like I'm gonna be bringing this with me. The other thing too, I have. I have this thing. This is neat. So I bought this bracket for my drone. I have the DJI Mini 3 Pro. It just clips on it. I'll show you guys the video. I actually tested it last night, so I was gonna fly today, but I didn't get a chance to. So this thing clips on to your DJI drone body, and there's 1/4-inch mounts on the top and the bottom. So you can actually mount a camera, the bottom of the drone or the top of the drone. And I had the, yesterday, I tested it out. The vertical Go 3 mount that I 3D printed, and it was sticking up. You can see it in the video. It was sticking up this way on top of my drone, and I flew the drone up, and the drone didn't have any issues with this thing piggybacked on the back of the drone. So I was shooting at the rear, because the drone has a camera in the front anyways, right? There's no point in having two cameras facing the front. So I had this thing pointing the back of the drone. So I'm going to try and do a test maybe today, later on, to send the drone up with, I won't fly it too far, I'm afraid of losing the thing. I'm going to fly it up high, and I'm going to do footage for the rear of the drone and the front of the drone. So now I have two views, which is kind of cool. And the payload was not heavy enough that the drone gave me any warning. So that's kind of cool that I will do that. So I'll do that. And this bracket was like $4. You can buy it cheap. Okay, next one up. Almost done. A couple more. I bought this thing. This was $7. So this is a clip that clips on to the. You can just clip the camera onto this thing. It's so tight. I know why they didn't put the magnet on it, because I think they don't want it to fall out, because it's like a little hug, a clip that it stretches out, clips it on. So it's on there pretty. It's on there pretty good. Oh, there it goes. It's on there pretty good. I don't know if you guys can see it. Okay. At the bottom here, there's a 1/4-inch thread, so you can just put in like a 1/4-inch mount, which I did for the. Oh yeah, that's what I did. I did this. I had this like this on the top of the drone thing. It was this thing, because it has a 1/4-inch on top. See on top? So I just screwed this in, and it was pointing back, rear. And the neat thing about this thing is it's really cool, because if you flip it on the side and it flips down, there's finger mounts. So there's like the GoPro mounts, and you can mount it horizontally or vertically. Oh, that's the other thing I don't like about the Go 3. Haha, negative. The Go 3, when you flip it, it has an issue with switching from horizontal to vertical. You have to do it. There's a trick to it. If you put it this way and you turn it on, you'll automatically always do a landscape, like a standard landscape view. If you put it this way and turn it on, it'll still be in a landscape view. So it's not vertical. The new one changes that. So the new one, if you're vertical like this, it'll shoot in the portrait mode. If you do this, it'll always shoot in the landscape mode. This one, there's a trick to this. You can do that, but what you have to do is you have to turn it on and then switch the position. it won't default to the landscape mode. So you have to do it before you actually turn it. You have to do it after you turn it on. Whereas a new one, you just turn it on and it just automatically switches the view of the angle of your view. So that's the neat thing about the 3S, and I like that because there's been times where I wanted to shoot this way for TikTok or the YouTube quick videos, that kind of thing, and they usually just do portrait view. So that's another thing too. So this is kind of neat. This was, I think, $7 for this, and it comes with the 2 mounts. You can mount it this way with finger mounts. You can mount it this way with a 1/4 inch. So that's kind of cool. It's hard to get out of, which is good because I've fit this on my drone. I don't want this thing to pop out easily. You have to push it from the back and pop it right out. Okay. Okay. Last but not least, everybody's been looking for this. A frame guard for the. I might have to get another one for the 3S. So the frame guard's kind of neat. The frame guard just slides in. And it's a little tight. It's like the Ace Pro one, but I have this on all the time now because it gives that extra protection around. And all the ports are open, and you can pop the camera out easily. Buttons are exposed. The bottom clip's exposed, so you can actually clip it on this, and it gives you that extra external protection on the body. You guys know me. I'm paranoid about scratches, dents, and dings. I don't like them, or cracks. Again, my OCD takes over. But that's it, guys. Sorry, the long rant was at the beginning, but it's been a while since I ranted. And you can always skip through it. I'll put it at the beginning of the video. It's a long rant. I'll give you the time. You can just jump right to the review if you want. You don't have to listen to my BS. Guys, just think about what I said. You know, there's just way too much negativity on YouTube right now with companies. And I think, and I feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I've been kind of watching people and observing this whole thing with Insta360, and I think because this company, as a new company, as an upcoming successful company, and they do put out good products. Like if they put out crappy product, that's another story. But they've been putting out consistently good products. They're not the best products, but they're good products. Like look at all the reviews. Look at the people that are not sponsored. You know, just take a look at those. They are good hardware, and I think that's the threat. And they've been coming out. Look at the cameras they've been launching. The X4, the Ace Pro, the 3S. Man, they're coming out with some pretty innovative stuff. And let's just be honest. Even the guys who are the viewers, who are fanboys. Come on, guys. Take a look at the product. Get one in your hand and use it. Tell me that this is not cool or this is really neat. You can't possibly be that brainwashed into your brand to not look at those specific features or innovative features. You know, are we that closed-minded? Are we that narrow path that we can't expand a little bit and open up and think out of the box a little bit and go with a company that maybe innovative and they listen to their users, unlike some other companies? That said, have a great day, guys. Enjoy. Have a great Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all your dads out there. Respect. Talk to you soon.